of replicating that feel with that collaboration. But as we look on the scene right now, we are starting round number 2 of the best of 3 series between Indonesia and Thailand, where Indonesia has already grabbed a 1 point. So let's see if they'll be able to end it on a 2-0, or probably Thailand will be recovering.
And if you're a Thai team supporter, again, all that hope lies at the Copper and Onamo. And just like you said, Neptune, they are bringing in Ejert. So HP1 sits on this one. Copper already shut down by Roxy. The Dominators keeping the momentum from game number 1. Roxy finds Nang Toy 2. That's a 2-fer and Cameo with the follow-up onto Ejert. This round 1 pretty much done and dusted unless Onamo can pull off a miracle, but not against the Dominators. Triple for Roxy and round 1 for Indonesia.
Yeah, I mean, Indonesia has already read how Thailand will be approaching this. Despite of the change, though, Ejert would still follow the script that Copper and Namo has been doing. So he's not really leading the fray at this point. And yes, despite of that substitution, I don't think it puts so much of a dent in what Dominators have done right now. So let's see though if they can change the script, if they can change how they approach this. But the containers right now, I think this is a good opening for them. They could just head in straight, probably use this elevation to get the first blood.
Ejert, even though just warming up, you see a bit of communication and telling his team maybe what the next move is going to be, and they're looking to isolate Cameo. Look at that, a 2-man pincer, but Cameo, thanks to the infinite glue walls that he has, able to absorb the pressure and disengage, and now allowing Geisen to come in from behind. And that's why Ejert, you see him wall off the back line, but when you reposition those glue walls, it opens up the flank again, and Nang Tui lying in wait takes out Geisen. Wado able to find Onamo in the process though, so Indonesia stems the bleeding.
Yeah, Indonesia is now starting to bleed. Camille will try to isolate one of the players of TMT away, but there goes Nang Tui already going down. Only one remains for Thailand, and Copper, again, we saw this before, but he can go and probably pull this off against Roxy if in case Roxy doesn't recover that quickly. He's still in full health though, so Copper, as quickly as he can, just put up all those barricades, jump in, and he might be able to take Roxy down. There goes the chip damage right now, but Roxy barricades himself to try to buy some time to recover, but Copper is not giving him that time.
Yeah, another quick shot onto Roxy. That brings him down to dangerous zones. One more pump will do the job. Copper sees him, but those two walls making it almost impossible. Roxy drops it again. Once more, Copper is the one that lands the shot. Roxy needs to reposition and able to somehow still slip away into the shadows.
I love the ideation that Copper is doing right now in putting up all those barricades, and that is his glue wall. So unless he pull up of a couple more of glue walls, Roxy will need to shoot them down. But I don't think he has any meds on him just yet. The blue will be closing in a bit, and he will be pushed in one corner. And just Copper is just waiting for that moment. Every shot gives chip damage, and this might be it. This might be it. He's trying to recover, managed to grab a few meds, but Copper will get that point. An equalizer on 1-1.
Yeah, I like the pressure that Copper keeps on putting on. Every time he finds an opportunity, he gets a shot in and takes away half the health bar of Roxy. So always forcing Roxy to be on the back foot. And that's what's giving Copper so much of that leverage in that round. Could have gone pretty poorly though for Thailand. They got the ambush on the flank, and Indonesia was still able to equalize the score to bring it down to a 1v1.
Yeah, let's see though if that's something that Indonesia can avoid, because at this point there's not so much of space that they can work with in Nurek Dam. So they just have to go head on, bang their heads to the wall, and the wall would be Thailand. But as you can see, the elevation, Vlado is already into the fray. Became a little bit too late. Good thing that Vlado was not shot down. And what they're doing right now is just push Onamo and the rest of the team in an open area so that they can work on the flank, probably go for the first blood.
Yeah, Vlado, someone able to push Nang Tui down onto the into the waters. That does give them some room to work with. Vlado now takes that opportunity, runs onto Ejert. Nang Tui finally back on dry land, but Kaimiao lying in wait, and it all comes together for Indonesia. Once more, Copper left alone, but this time it is the full force of the
Double
Dominators.
kill.
They just run him down, and Indonesia mows over round 3.
That's one way to do it, though. That's one way to do it. Isolate them, put so much of pressure that they fall down. We saw it happen from yesterday, but I'm not quite sure. I can't remember who was it. Was it Flado who fell down on that pier and he just doesn't move? He just is not moving. Thus, the opponents taking advantage of that. It's a good thing that they are using their mistake against Thailand, and this is what they have to do every time they go into Nurik Dam. But it's still a long way. We are now in peak right now, and there's not so much a flank that can be done. So head on once again. Dominators is just making sure that Thailand doesn't go in and cross over towards.
And now Copper will find a change of pace in that first blood onto Flado. Flado just getting back very quickly. Needs some time to heal. Onamo under immense pressure, just trying to play ring around the rosy wall. The infinite blue walls. Roxy on the chase. Gets shot in the back. Not down just yet. Indonesia putting on the pressure. And Copper gets found. And Indonesia now finds the lead again in this peak area with Copper being able to stand back up. He needs time and space. And Onamo tries to buy it for him. Nang Toi delivers. But they lose IJ in the process.
Oh!
Roxy gets Nang Tui. Indonesia wrestles the lead.
Roxy, with almost sliver of health, trying to deal with Onamo, just turns around and bring
First
down
blood.
Nang Tui. But Nang Tui will be taken out for Dominators, for DMT of Indonesia. There's still a full squad, but they need time to recover, especially for Flado, and they're doing it. Onamo right now, only a few HP, and Flado hits him hard. Now Copper trying to deal with Gamiel, but Copper doesn't look like the Copper that we used to see from yesterday, or from the early parts of this day as well, because doesn't look that aggressive, that strong, but good thing he was able to go in for the takedown, and Ijer, though, will be left alone. The pickup has been easily done by Indonesia. Now, it's easy 3-2-1 right now, and I say it's easy because of how fast everyone was moving, but definitely, if you're a player in that mix, you would have so much difficulty.
And you have to thank, Indonesia's preparation for this scenario, right? Like Copper, he definitely, is delivering on his end, but there are limitations to what he could bring to the table with how effective Indonesia has been shutting him down and making sure that he doesn't get that. Forcing him to respect Indonesia's movements, right? Doesn't get to just run in and draw attention away and do whatever shenanigans he has in mind. 3-1 for Indonesia. At the halfway point, Flado draws attention away. Onamo forced into a very awkward position with Ijer behind him, but Ijer now forced to disengage too. Onamo ends up getting taken down. Flado with enough health bar to get the job done, and Thailand down 1 man.
That was a little risky for Dominators right here. He went in for a 2-man going in for the push, and this is what they have to pay for. Kamiel will be traded off, and then Ryzen will be going down. They didn't go in full force against Thailand. And the Flado, as well as Copper, goes down. So we'll be left on a 1v2. If Ijer would be taken down as well, Roxy can put it on a 1v1. But they have to deal on the other side. Nang Tui a little bit too quick with that jump shot and a headshot. Indeed, and Thailand will get that point.
Sigh of relief, because Indonesia, for majority of the rounds that we have seen so far, have been the one drawing first blood and taking control of the round, and Thailand having to play from behind. So it's good to see that Nang Tui step up in a clutch position, in the position that he is required to clutch. Still, Indonesia has the lead. Thailand not out of the waters just yet, but at least the gap is not as big as it was before.
Yeah, and they're starting to read the rotation and tactics of Dominators. Again, it's just questionable on what they did earlier, because only 2 men pushed against that warehouse that gave an opening to Thailand, but not this time. They are on a good spread, but Gaizen right now might be the one going down, but Gaizen managed to take down Copper, so that's first mission already done, and Gaizen will finish him off. The rest, though, will be left to go in for the battle, and Roxy is the first one to go. Kamiel follows through, and Vlado and Gaizen need to deal with Nang Tui, and hopefully they can, or they would not give Nang Tui a chance to recover, but it's already done.
And Nang Tui Onamo able to stem the bleeding. force it down to a 2v2. It's Flado and Gaizen though. Onamo finding his first elimination of the entire game. Of course, can take the back seat. Very far away. Flado with the attempted boost. Nang Toy smells that, instantly backs off. Doesn't want to take any risk. It's just not worth it if you are on the side of Thailand. Gaizen makes contact with Nang Toy. Onamo in 1v1 wins his 1v1. Brings Flado down to his feet. Now Gaizen will have a lot more work to do, and he would like to. Nang Toy and Onamo has time to heal back up.
Yeah, I mean, they can recover, and Gaizen right now would be solo, trying to attempt to pick up on Flado, but it's a little bit too late. Onamo needs to step outside of blue and deals with a finishing blow, and there you have it. I believe that is an equalizer already between these two teams, and Thailand is on a roll. Now, let's find out if this is something that Thailand can continue on, because looking at the terrain, they can still use that approach. Not really pulling in that far. What they are doing right now is getting into the middle and then pulling dominators from Indonesia into one side, and that's where they spread off and go for the pinch.
Oh yeah. So for 2 rounds in a row, is Nang Toy being the survivor to the mid to late stage of the game and winning big 1v1s that is basically required from him. But we did see Indonesia be in the spot in the previous round, and they ended up closing out the series, closing out the game anyway. KML was split away. Usually that's Flado's job, but now he finds himself against Copper, who calls in help from the rest of Thailand. KML finding himself in a very awkward position, needs help right now, but in the 1v4 it feels impossible. Help cannot arrive in time, and Thailand onto an opener already. Roxy instantly equalized that, puts a band-aid over the situation, and actually stops the bleeding. Now Nang Toy ends up being isolated. It's him, Roxy, and Gaizen in the same vicinity. Onamo tries to come in for the flank, but Flado is on his tail. So Indonesia has their bases covered, makes a diversion over to IJ. Flado loses that fight. Onamo wins his. Still is an 2v2.
Yeah, there's a trade that they're willing to take right now. The pickup has been done, and Roxy cannot be picking up. But there goes a knockdown onto Ijerd, equalizer, but Nang Toy will need to recover. Does have the medkit on him and does have time, but the blue will be closing in. So Gaizen will go for the long flank and Flado on the other side. Not quite sure if this is a good plan against Onamo and Nang Toy, but I think if you can isolate one against the other, you will be able to win this fight. But Gaizen in trouble, not only with that blue, but HP as well. So there's a slowdown, but I don't think Onamo and Nang Toy will take it. No, they back away. Not really putting so much of pressure, and that shift is on, but still favoring Thailand.
Yeah, and that's where you see Gaizen and Flado starting to make their move forward too. Nang Toy, Onamo, same position, in just like the previous 2 rounds where they are required to play out their late game, and they, being late bloomers, have been able to deliver, pick up where IJ and Copper left off. They were the ones under immense pressure. Here we go, Flado and Gaizen in the move. Onamo and Nang Toy a bit more split up. Dominators take the building. Onamo makes the first move into Gaizen, and then moves on to be fatal. Gaizen wins his 1v1, and Nang Toy left in a really impossible position. Flado takes advantage of that, and Indonesia up 4-3.
Yeah, they're up 4-3 right now. 1 point lead, the 2 points to win this game. But I love how the DMT from Indonesia countered what Thailand was doing. Thailand was trying to pull them in onto one side, not really giving them that compound opening. But the blue is closing against them. Thus, Thailand will need to jump through the window first. When they saw that, Indonesia just went in, tried